Hello, I am Emo, and whenever I am conscious, I always watch the Eddie Marshall Show.
All right, behind me, you see a reproduction of the cover of my 12th comic book. That's me and David Letterman. That guy is afraid to even have me back on the show because I'm crusading for the common man and against the big corporation General Electric, which Letterman's afraid of because they're his bosses. At least he don't want me talking about them. What do you think about that, ladies and gentlemen? Huh? What do you think about that, Emil? He don't want to talk about the big corporations on his show that dominate because they own his network and there's a conflict of interest. What do you think about that?
I don't know. I think that you're hitting a very sensitive nerve with him.
Yeah?
And it's normal for him to feel upset. And he is showing, you know, how you disturb him. You really disturb him because he can't adjust to the fact that you can have a good show and be in disagreement on any small iota or jot with your boss and with your corporation.
Yeah?
He cannot adjust to that fact. He really could if he wanted to, but he can't adjust.
You think
that he can't adjust to the dual role of satisfying the corporation and satisfying a normal and duly accredited criticism. He can't adjust to that.
You think he's inflexible?
And you should respect that.
Why?
Because
he don't pay me enough.
Well, if he calls you a number of times, you'll get enough money out of him. I don't know how much he pays you. That's the whole thing.
He don't pay me that much, and I got to spend some on, you know, on food.
In other words, you are presaging and expecting. You expected to be thrown off. You were expected to be thrown off the show.
I went as far as I was going to go, and to hell with what he wanted to do. I didn't care. I wanted to do what I want to do because I don't take no baloney from anybody unless they're paying me a living wage, which he wasn't doing. So the hell with him.
All right, well, you want to give me an explanation?
Yeah.
How do you explain the fact that you play up and you make a big point of bringing old donuts up in a box and you hold it there? Now explain that contrast that you are trying to make.
Well, I got to be versatile. You know, I got to show a light side too. You know, you can't always just be one way.
You identified with
Besides, I like the donuts, and it got me plenty of. They would buy me after I expressed an interest in donuts. They would buy me all the donuts that I wanted to have. You know,
how many donuts is that?
But unfortunately, wait a minute. At one point in my life, infinite amount of donuts. But unfortunately, after that first show, I took a physical and I found that my cholesterol was so high that I couldn't eat them. And then they exposed me to temptation. The next time I came on the show, they had a box of donuts, a dozen donuts.
Why did they bring that much donuts?
Harvey, what's your cholesterol?
Now, the last time they checked, it was normal, you know, but it was real high before.
How much was it? He's asking you a question. Numbers.
It went up to
numbers.
All right, I'll tell you. It went up to 338, and I wasn't even heavy or nothing. So I had to cut it down. So,
so give us another number. To what?
200.
Oh, 200.
That's normal.
Well, that is normal.
That's
normal.
worth it.
And you think that they purposefully wanted to fill you up with cholesterol?
No, they didn't know anything about it. But the thing was, there I had those wonderful donuts, and I couldn't eat them on it, you know. I just had to give them away.
So wait a minute. So are you changing your insignia now? What's your insignia now?
I don't know, but you know what? It held on. The donut.
What's instead of donuts now? What's instead?
Donuts.
Your hair.
Bagels. I'm eating a lot of bagels now.
Bagels.
Not as much cholesterol.
Oh, but are you eating as much bagels as you ate donuts?
I eat plenty, huh?
Cream cheese adds the cholesterol.
I don't eat them with cream cheese, Toby.
Yeah.
I eat just a plain bagel. You know, I give you cream cheese, Toby.
Yeah.
You folks, you can't see him, but Toby Radloff here, is saying that I'm eating bagels with cream cheese, but that's not true. I eat the bagels that I get from the doctor's conferences, and they give me a little thing of Philadelphia brand cream cheese, but I bring them down to Toby, and Toby eats it.
So, wait a minute.
Is that right or wrong, Toby?
That's right, Harvey.
That's right. I'm giving them that stuff.
So what do you eat with the bagels besides
I eat a plain bagel. What's the matter with that?
plain bagel?
What's wrong with it?
Why?
If
You
it's a
only
good
eat
bagel,
that
you should be able to eat
when
it
you're
plain.
stricken in the throes of poverty. If that's all you can afford to eat is bagel alone.
Well, if it's a good
You're in
piece,
the throes of poverty.
what are you talking about? A
You
rich
can't
man
afford to put anything on a bagel?
If it's a good bagel, a rich man can afford to eat it and enjoy it, and you don't need a whole lot of extraneous stuff. A good bagel should be able to stand on its own.
Why do
It
Jews
don't
eat bagel after a funeral when they come to the home of the deceased? They eat bagel.
Well, I don't
Why?
know. Well, they have a meal. They have a good meal.
No, but there's
The
a
filter fish,
symbolism
which
in
I don't
it.
like.
There's
the filter
a
fish.
ritual in it in a bagel.
What's the
A
ritual?
bagel is supposed to represent fecundity.
Really? When did that start? Did they
It's
get
like
that?
an O.
Wait.
It's
What are you doing,
it's
Raphael?
Sovarian. It's like an O. It's like an egg. It's formed,
when did
and
you,
that's
who told you?
fecundity.
Is that right? Is
Yes,
that, I
that's
never heard-
right. That's a
A
ritual.
bagel? How old is the bagel? How far back in history does the bagel go? Do you know? Mr. Know-It-all?